Right. I'm going to, well, this is going to be my first of going to do mini reviews on the Transformers Definitive 1 collection. As it's not quite complete yet, there's something to do during this isolation. So we'll get started with Volume 1. So, you know, anyone who's been collecting this will pretty much know the layout, and if there's anyone who isn't able to get it. Basically, for those who aren't able to get it, it's Vintage G1 collection. Basically, looks into like the G1 comics. So going from like the 80s up to modern day. Well, more or less. It's like IDW, Dreamwave, the original G1 Marvel, and recently like G2 and more. So since we can just get started, you get the usual introduction from like Simon Thurman. You get behind the scenes, which could be quite interesting. This explains how the original Marvel comics were pitched and planned. Then you get the basic, you start getting the main story. This was the very first ever issue from way back in 1984, 1985, around about that point. And you get like the US and the UK comics in regards to the original Marvel G1. So the artwork is as you would expect from the 80s. And many of the characters are based off their toy appearances. So, you know, like, well, I think that's Jazz. Yeah, it's Jazz. And Megatron had a lot of different appearance. Ravage could speak, like so. And you get like a kind of like most of the same kind of story with the Autobots kind of free Cybertron, but here it was more they were trying to protect Cybertron, and the Decepticons were after them. There was a battle, and the Ark crashed on Earth. You pretty much know the basic story of G1. Of course, the original comics could be a little wordy, especially with like, the introductions here and here, mini bios, and then we've got like Buster, who Spike didn't really appear in the comics until much later down the line. So Buster would be essentially the first human contact, more or less. So, well, that's like basic there. Very old cover. The amount of pages vary. It's like this volume has about 232 pages. It'll take you a little while to get through it. But you get the basic idea, I think. Okay, if I skip ahead, Spider-Man was also in the original Marvel Transformers, though he's more of the black suited Spider-Man. No, well, not Venom, just black suited. Since Marvel had the license back then. And then we got the UK comics, which, you know, they tend to have different storylines a lot of the time. I mean, they mostly also had American storylines, but when the American storylines were, while the American storylines were more, I think it was like monthly or something, the UK comic had to come up with other stories to keep it going. Since comics are largely not quite as big a thing in the UK as they are in the US. So this story was essentially the first UK Transformers story. It was a little basic. You know, you could see what they were going for. And of course, like Mirage and Jazz, like, pretty much all the bots were based off their toy appearances. As you can see. I'm going to try and keep these mini reviews as small as possible. I'm using a digital camera, so my hand's a bit shaky. It's interesting. When you look at Transformers comics today, you look at how they were, how it all started, and I feel like I'm a long way. And it also shows that was the first UK cover. Bit of a classic now. Basically that is what you got, and also this volume does come with that infamous little cliffhanger at the end of the US comic, which are quite appealing. Since this was originally intended to be the ending, but then they thought, no, they felt that they were going to be a franchise in this, so they came up with a cliffhanger ending instead of this. As it says there. It's a bit blurry. And there you go, it's sketches. So, moving to the next one. Volume 2, New Order. This is like all the ones you get. I mean, the back of the books do tell you what you get. So, introduction, story so far. So I'll skip ahead. Basically, you're getting a good amount of story, a good amount of Transformers comic history. This is the UK one. Yeah. Pretty good volumes. Oh, that was the US, and they changed the art style quite a bit. Then we got Short Circuit. Very skimpy. Vision shit, they shouldn't have gold. Yeah, kind of like an origin story of sorts. But basically, that's what you get. But, So if I were to that's it. Let's do this in the bedroom at this time. Because in my living room I've got the Stargate on. But basically, so this is the collection so far. I've also got the Star Trek graphic novel collection. I might do little reviews on them. So this is line of what 10 of the first, or could be a lot of little reviews. We'll try and keep them as small as possible. All done for now. And I'll see about doing another one. Maybe tomorrow or in a couple of days.